All right, well, it's official, folks. YouTube/Google, because Google owns YouTube, is now jumping on the bandwagon that Facebook and Twitter and all these social media guys are doing, which is we are now flagging content that is inaccurate about the election and taking it down because it is misinformation. Okay, so uh, we libertarians, I have a problem with this, and it has nothing to do with the election whatsoever. In fact, I could give a rat's ass about the election. I could give a rat's ass about Trump, and frankly, I'm a little relieved that Joe Biden's, well, at least somebody sane is going to be in the White House. Now, leave your political thoughts at home because I am not in any way elated about Joe Biden. And I hear, I hear you when you say, he's creepy, he's whispering in girls' ears, and this guy, yeah, I'm not happy about either one. And this has nothing to do with the election, okay? I have a problem with media companies taking down content, okay? I don't give a shit if I'm talking about the giant meatball in the sky and saying this thing is real, guys. UFOs, name your weird topic. It shouldn't matter. I should be able to post whatever the hell I want, talk about whatever I want, and that content should not be flagged. Like, what kind of world are we living in where literally are we going to like flag fiction now too because it's false? It's like what kind of world are we living in? Is it's like, oh, I'm presenting as factual. Well, who are you to decide if I'm presenting as like a legitimate news organization, and now I'm going to say now you're going to say, oh, we need to take that down because you're misleading people. It's now a historical fact that Joe Biden won the presidency. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with you censoring people and what they say. And this is kind of the age we live in now with technology, right? We're going to come to this is just going to keep happening, and it's just going to keep getting worse where we literally cannot we've lost the boundary of what is true and what is not. We're all working from a different set of facts because there's so many sources now. There's so many people on YouTube. I mean, this platform has, what is it, 2 billion users? I mean, it's like we've gone past the point of we don't know what's true anymore. So it used to be back in the olden days, back in the 1950s, we all worked from the same textbook, the same information. I wasn't around in the 1950s, but what I'm saying is it's now this is sort of the real pandemic, if you will, of the technological age, and how we grapple with it will define us or destroy us, perhaps. And it seems like we're letting these big tech companies decide what what I mean, decide truth is kind of a funky statement, but because what is truth, these are discussions that I had in high school when I was in theory of knowledge. What is truth? Well, truth is in the eye of the beholder, right? um, I don't know. How can you objectively prove something? Maybe we should go back to science class and revisit this topic as a society. Because more and more we're going to have to teach our children that this concept of truth, it can be verifiably proven if you test something in the physical world and it reacts in a certain way. I know beyond a reasonable doubt that something is true or false. Now, election results, and I've seen things from both sides on the election. I'll tell you this: the the things that I've seen, yeah, they're pretty convincing. I mean, they're talking about, they're showing statistics and showing jumps in vote counts, and talking about, like, well, these two measurements can't be true at the same time. The likelihood of this happening is, very rare. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter, right? Are we really talking about election? Are we really talking about I don't know, the accuracy, or whether or not we can trust an election, because did we all miss this part where Trump was president for like a year or something like that? I remember, and I heard reports about like, oh yeah, we have verifiable proof that Russia interfered with our elections. And we all just kind of sat around. We were like, eh, yeah, we knew. We already knew. It's like, wait. Let's slow down the train here. Are you telling me that Trump is not legitimately the president? So we're not worried. Are we really worried about like election tampering? Because like we were all like fucking gravy with that. And you know what I mean? It's like, as long as it's what you want, it's like, oh, it's fine. Like, no, we are. No one. I don't think there's a soul on this in this country, maybe on this planet, that thinks that like elections are 100% kosher. You know what I mean? So it's it's just so strange. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I don't know enough to truly know whether to truly be able to say one way or another, like, oh yeah, election's definitely rigged. Because again, let's go back to science class. I have zero verifiable proof of anything. So any video that somebody makes about election fraud is totally conjecture. And so again, the point of this video is for me to say, you should have the ability in this country, in this world, to say and conjecture and postulate and have an idea about something, and you should not be censored because of it. And I don't care if you're talking about the meatball monster in the sky, or dogs are actually cats, and the grass is blue and the sky is green, okay? I don't care. Those are lies too. It's called make your own entertainment, make your own fiction. I do not want to be taken down for it. You know, I have a huge problem with that. It's a huge problem. It's just going to get worse. And these big companies, these big tech companies, as long as we keep using them, they'll continually be able to overreach and grab more and more power, and like just flag all of your content with this message and that message, and saying, well, this has been proven false, and fuck this video. I'm not going to show this in the search results. Like, are we going to let them do that? Yeah, because guess what? They're the one providing the service, and we're the product. Because who hasn't seen The Social Dilemma on Netflix, right? I mean, we're the product. We're using their we think we're the users, but we're the ones providing companies something to sell to, and they're bidding on us to get our attention. And so, and as long as we continue to use these products, they'll continue to have the power. And I mean, it's too big of a motion for one person like me to stop, for sure. I've already thought of like solutions to this, you know, being the tech guy that I am. You know, I've thought, you know, it would be cool to have like a decentralized social media platform, and there are ones that already exist out there. I already forget the name of it, but it's sort of like a Facebook-esque social media, and it's supposedly not run by any one organization. But of course, like the problem with technology is somebody's got to have a server. Somebody's got to be running the software, right? I mean, until we have, I guess, decentralized servers too, it's like, well, they're like, well, our code is open source. It's like, okay, but you still have, you know, the server. Again, it's like, I'm sorry, we're using private entities technology right now, and that's always going to come with bias no matter what. And I don't think the answer is public sector, and definitely, as we've seen, the answer is not private sector. It's like the answer is the blockchain. The answer is decentralization. But again, how do you do that? You know. But that's what I think will ultimately save us if we can do it. And this crap, this being censored stuff, it's bad. It's bad news. It's like, let's burn some books too, you know. Let's just, you know, get rid of the information that we don't want people to see. You know, I mean, election's one thing. You know, who's the most powerful man in the U.S.? I think we glorify the president a little bit too much. You ever seen the president not wearing a blue suit? You ever think about that? Random thought. But anyway, those are my thoughts about social media censoring. And YouTube's on the train now. Google's coming with them. Probably getting a lot of pressure from other people saying you're irresponsible. You know, how dare you show people misinformation? It's like, man, you should be able to consume whatever content and make up your own damn mind, because that is what is beautiful about being a human being. And we never had this problem before where I didn't need any assistance from anyone before picking through what was true and what wasn't. But I certainly, if you have a theory, an election theory, I want to hear it, because I'm a human being and you're a human being, and we should be able to have discussions about what might be true, you know, because we don't know. That's the thing I'm talking about, is we don't know. I don't know what's true, but I can sure think about it, and I should be allowed to post a video about it without you taking it down and censoring me. I wonder if this video will be censored. Probably not. I mean, I'm not saying any explicit facts, but I wonder if I were to put something in this video like, the election was definitely rigged. You think YouTube would flag this video and take it down? I don't know. Maybe we should test the limits with that. It's an interesting experiment to say, how far can we go and say the one thing they don't want you to say? And then they take it down. It's a scary, scary world. I don't know, scary is not the right word, but it's concerning and a little disturbing to me as a libertarian. But that's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching. This video is getting a little long, so I don't know, just think about like objective truth. Think about why they're taking videos down. Why do you think that might be? And maybe comment down below. We can get a discussion going about censorship and social media and, you know, sort of what's the future? Where are we headed? Are we headed in the right direction? Are we headed where we all want to go, to a more free-thinking society? Thanks for watching.